Good morning from the Bear Cave. And it's another edition of Good Morning from the Bear Cave. And since it is Halloween, want to talk a little bit about some Halloween memories for me from my childhood. Um, so yeah, we're gonna get into some of these. Some of these might be funny. Some of them might just be memories. You be the judge. But anyways, guys, want to talk about this. Got memories from things I dressed up as. Maybe something I watched on Halloween that caused whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into these memories. Let's do it. Let's start Big Bear Vlogs. Okay, my first memory. Wow. Probably my most scary memory. I would think. Anyways, we lived down in Lamont, California, and we had a neighbor that kind of the property kind of crossed paths with our front door. They had like a large property. We lived down a dirt road. They lived on the main road, so that's the difference. But we went over to their house to watch a movie, and it was right around Halloween time. And I never heard of the movie. I've never really watched it because I'm not big into horror films. Um, but I wanted to watch it. I was a little kid, real little, but it was Pet Cemetery. Yeah, um, it frightened the heck out of me. Basically, if an animal had died any time after that for a little while, and they wanted to bury it in the yard, I didn't want it to go. No, no, not in my yard. No, I know what happens. Okay. Then I meet this kid when I got a little older, going to school um, outside of Lamont, and he invited me over to his house, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Let's go. Let's go to your house." And he lived right next door to a friend from church, and I was like, "Oh, okay. There's not very many houses right where he's talking about, but we'll go check it out." Guys, him and his family ran a pet cemetery. Yes, their home was inside a pet cemetery. Freakiest place I've ever been. I'm, I'm serious. Um, I was afraid that some kind of animal was going to come back and try to get me. I don't know. Uh, I'll never forget that. I mean, that scarred me probably for life. I could bury animals in our yard now, but pet cemeteries still kind of creep me out. I don't know. There's something about it. Hey, on to the next memory. This one takes place more in my junior high as I started going to junior high. Um, our whole school did something for Halloween every year. You dressed up. If you came to school on Halloween, you dressed up, and we did like a parade around the basketball courts, around the recess area, and the staff picked best dressed costumes, stuff like that. Well, I was having a hard time prior to that picking what I wanted to be. I mean, I don't have a problem. I've been Bart Simpson. I've had my choices, and I've had some cool stuff I could go as. But I really couldn't come up with an ideal here. And I was thinking, and the week prior, we started planning. Members of the class started planning a party for Halloween inside our class, and so we all were telling scary stories, ghost stories, what it will be. And I had never heard of the character Zeke the Plumber. In fact, I thought it was just a story up until someone told me that there was actually a movie. That's just the way it was. I didn't know who Zeke the Plumber was. Um, but they were telling the story, the ghost stories and the scary stories, and they told about the Zeke the Plumber, and um, something caught my eye on that story, and I just kept listening to it, and then I was kind of and you can see the picture up there. I was kind of imagining what this Zeke the plumber would look like, and I mean, the story tells it perfectly with the tape over the nose, stuff like that. So we were out looking for costumes, and I ran across a mask, and it was an old guy looking mask, and it's like that would be perfect. Put a tape over it, put like some fake blood on the nose, stuff like that. And then when I saw the picture later on down the road, I was like, that reminds me of the mask because it looked so identical. Um, so that year I went as Zeke the plumber, and it was kind of neat. Carried around the plunger. Probably today that would be an embarrassing thing to be carrying around a plunger at school. I'm just saying. But yeah, I went as Zeke the plumber, and didn't even know who the character was. I heard the story once, and Zeke seemed to be what I wanted to be, and I had never gone as anything scary. I usually just go use my imagination, make up a costume, whatever. This year, I just wanted to be Zeke the plumber. Some of my fondest memories are when I went trick or treating, and the reason being is, my father's no longer here, and he really did all kinds of stuff with us and took us places and did things with us. But in our neighborhood, you really didn't go trick or treating because, we lived over across the road where they're basically ranch houses and farmhouses, and we lived on a big property. But if you go across the road where all the people go trick or treating, you don't know what you might get in your bag. You hear them say parents should check the candy. Well, in our neighborhood, you just don't let your kids go over there because you don't have to check the candy, just throw it away. It was pretty bad. The Gaines live over there, everything. The neighborhood was bad. I got jumped over there. A bunch of my friends got jumped over there. It was just that bad. So we would go over to my cousin's house. They lived in a better part of the neighborhood. And we would go trick-or-treating over there. And there was another place too, and I'll get to that in a second. We would go trick-or-treating, and we would walk around the neighborhood block, I think a couple blocks, with my cousins, and go trick-or-treating. And it was so much fun, and I love thinking back to that time when you just go door to door and go trick or treating, and people made a fuss about your car. Oh, that's a cool costume, and they talk to you, and it was just a fun time, and you got to talk to all the neighborhood kids, and it was just fun. And we also went to a place called I'm trying to think of it. Hagen Bluffs, the Bluffs. There, they always just give out candy. Some of the houses did, but some of the houses gave out money because the Hagen Bluffs is Hagen Oaks. I'm sorry, not Bluffs, Oaks. Hagen Oaks is a rich type area. These houses are huge. They have like three floors. Probably each member of the family has their own floor. The garage has a garage for their garage. That's how rich it is. But it's pretty cool. And we would go over there, and the one thing about that, you lost weight because walking up these steps, you got to walk and to get to the front door. But anyways, you get to the front door, and they give you money and things like that. And for a kid, that's just something special because usually you get candy. But you know what? I like getting money because I could use that money at the snack shack at school. I could use that money wherever I wanted to. Candy, you eat it, it's gone. It gives you pleasure for the few seconds that it's in your mouth, and then it's done. Money, well, you can spend it wherever you want. Some things, last longer than others, and it's pretty cool. In my opinion, at least. Last thing to add to this story time. I think Halloween and going out trick-or-treating, I don't celebrate Halloween. I went out trick-or-treating, but I never celebrated it as a holiday. But one thing about trick-or-treating and dressing up and dressing in costume, I think it's you can express yourself, use your imagination, and be whatever you want. And one thing I remember the most that I love to do is I would go to the thrift stores. I would go places like that, buy just whatever, jackets or whatever, and make my own costumes. I made my own Harry Potter costumes. I was Hagrid one year. Look at me. But I made it out of what I bought instead of making it out of what I bought at the store, where I would spend like $80 for the costume. I spent like maybe 20 at the most. And I think that, me personally, I find that more interesting when someone goes and makes their own costume than buying it from the store, because you use your imagination more, and I'm all about imagination. I love that. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. I hope you guys like this video. It's memories Halloween, but Halloween is today. If you are going out trick-or-treating with your family, with your kids, whatever it may be, have a safe time, have a fun time. Watch out for the monsters and witches and all that. If you're going to a harvest festival like some are, enjoy your time. Be blessed there, and may God bless you. And if you're like me and you're staying home in the safety of your own home, and you're going to be watching the World Series, have a good old time, because I'm sure they're going to give you another great game. But whatever you're doing, have a safe, fun Halloween. This is Big Bear. Everything's in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a video. Guys, I'm going to get on out of here. But thank you guys for watching. This is Big Bear signing out.